Well, hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Now, things have been a little bit quiet around here on the video production front. Today's video might give you a bit of an insight into why that is. So today we're going to be tackling a topic that often gets a lot of attention, but doesn't always dive deep enough. And that is the impact of ADHD, bipolar disorder, and other mental health diagnoses. But this channel focuses on the higher education area, and if you are in that arena, you will be well aware of the impact it can have on meeting deadlines and balancing workloads on those pursuing higher education, particularly PhDs. And while these various labels can feel pretty heavy, I want to explore how they can also box us in and what we can do about it. I mean, let's face it, labels can be limiting. And I often say that labels are meant for jam jars, not for people. So they can shape how others see us, and perhaps more importantly, how we see ourselves. But what if we stepped away from these categorisations and had a look at something a little bit broader? So today I wanted to discuss the idea of identifying as neurodivergent rather than having a specific diagnosis, which is why I have this very flash, topsy-turvy, energetic background for this video. So let's start with a quick chat about labels. When you hear someone say ADHD or bipolar disorder or depression or schizophrenia, what comes to mind? For many people, it can bring up a set of stereotypes and misconceptions, often perpetuated by the movies. Suddenly people can become pigeonholed into some sort of a narrow view. And you might find others making assumptions about your abilities, your interests, or even your personality based solely on those diagnosis labels. If someone mentions that they're ADHD, for example, others might picture someone who can't focus, bouncing off the walls, or alternatively, hyper-focused on a project to the exclusion of all else. And while that can be a part of it, it's not the entire picture, as those of you who may identify with that particular issue will well know. Each diagnosis comes with its own unique experiences and insights, kind of like a jigsaw puzzle where some pieces just don't fit how you expected. And the experience that an individual has of their diagnosis can be as unique as they are an individual themselves. First of all, let's get back and appreciate how far conversations around mental health have come in the last 25 years. There are now many podcasts, blogs, support groups, and articles dedicated to specific mental health diagnoses. And that's great. It's truly inspiring to see so many people having the courage to speak out in a world where stigma still lurks in the shadows. Their work is invaluable. It's helping to break down the barriers and to foster understanding. And I sincerely applaud these voices for their efforts and the important conversations that they spark. But in this landscape, I propose an alternative approach. Instead of relying on these specific labels, what if we consider the broader aspect of being simply neurodivergent? By identifying ourselves in this way, we can shift the narrative to focus on our unique ways of thinking rather than fitting neatly into existing boxes which are defined by others. And this isn't a criticism of those who are sharing their stories. It's about expanding our toolbox for communication, connection, and understanding. So instead of saying, I have ADHD or I have bipolar, how about saying, I'm neurodivergent? And that's not meant to erase the challenges that come with those diagnoses at all. Rather, it's just about expanding the conversation. By identifying as neurodivergent, we're emphasising the unique way that we think, that we process experiences, and that we tackle problems. So here's a chance for you to redefine your identity. When asked about it, you might explain, well, being neurodivergent simply means my brain works differently. I approach challenges and ideas from angles that might not be typical, and that gives me a unique perspective. It opens a door for a dialogue rather than delivering a label that can lead to assumptions. So if we talk about some practical tips, if you're navigating higher education and feel held back by the stigma of labels and the boxes that they put you into, here's some approaches that might be worthwhile considering. First of all, let's talk about shifting your mindset. Focus on your strengths as part of your neurodivergence. Maybe you are creative with hyper-focus abilities or a keen sense of observation. Own those skills that you bring to the table. Secondly, educate others. When someone asks about your neurodivergence, use it as an opportunity to educate. Share a brief story or example of how your unique mindset has led to successes or innovations. The next one is to connect with others. Find communities, online or in person, that celebrate neurodiversity. Sharing experiences can empower you, and the collective knowledge that's created is certainly invaluable. If you have known about your neurodivergence for some time too, you are in a unique position to help new members of our special little club. Well, actually, it's probably a special big club. And the last one is to set boundaries. If conversations about your diagnosis get uncomfortable, it's okay to navigate those discussions with boundaries. It's about protecting your narrative and your personal space. Make sure at all times that you remain safe. Now, in wrapping up, while labels can sometimes feel like some pretty heavy baggage to carry around, we do have the power to redefine what they mean to us as individuals. By embracing our neurodiversity, we can foster deeper understanding and connection, not just for ourselves, but for others who might feel the pressure of those predefined labels and boxes. So thanks for joining me today for this conversation. I really appreciate it. And I encourage you to think about how you identify and how you communicate your unique journey. And if this video has resonated with you, please give us a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments below, share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe for more insightful discussions. Until next time, keep exploring the beauty of your individuality, and let's celebrate our differences together. Take care, stay well, and cheers.